Hi, it's Kate here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I'll be showing you the step-by-step guide on how to paint fluffy candy floss-like clouds with watercolours. And if you're new here, then do subscribe for weekly videos where I'll be sharing more tutorials, speed paintings and snippets of my creative journey. So you will need watercolour paper, scrap paper for swatches, pot of water, paper towels and brushes. You don't need that many brushes. I ended up using just the first and last one that you see on here. Any watercolour set's fine. I'm using a Winsor & Newton set that I've had for a while. This set has 24 colours and comes with 2 palettes that sits nicely in the case. A pencil to sketch is optional, and a mini fan or a hairdryer is handy to have to help speed up the drying process. The main colour I'll be using today is this vibrant purple called Purple Lake. If your set doesn't come with a purple, I recommend doing some colour swatches first by mixing different proportions of red and blue. If you add more blue, you'll get a cooler purple, and by adding more red, you'll get a warmer colour. Now that we've prepped, let's begin the painting. For the first layer, we'll need a really light purple, so mix a bit of colour with a lot of water. Add the water gradually, testing it on the scrap paper until you're happy with the shade. You can sketch out the outline of the clouds first, but if not, then we're going to go ahead and start painting the first cloud. When you're filling in the shapes, make sure that you paint in a swirling motion, as if you're drawing, just to get that bouncy texture. If you paint with left and right strokes, it'll just look streaky, so do put some time into this. Let this dry completely before we move on to the next layer. Next, we need to make the colour more vibrant, so take some of that same colour and mix again with a bit of water and test. Now add this colour onto small sections of the cloud. Whilst that part is still wet, I want you to just dip your brush into just a tiny bit of water, or you can use the pale colour that you made earlier and just kind of work back into the edges and spread that colour out. So using the brighter purple and a bit of water or the pale purple, I want you to repeat this stage across other small sections of the cloud. Do use the paper towel to dab off any excess water whenever you dip the brush back into the pot. If your brush is too damp, the colours on the painting will run and smudge a bit too much. You'll see that the colour becomes more diluted eventually, so do add a bit more pigment in just to brighten it up. On this side of the painting, I started layering the colour more. You can see that by doing this in sections, alternating between the paint and water, we can start to see the clouds become thicker. Same as before, make sure you apply the paint in swirling motions to get that fluffy texture. So we're going to let it dry again at this stage before we work back on top. For the next part, we're repeating the process by mixing an even stronger colour and adding it to really small sections to bulk up the clouds even more. And And do continue to blend out the edges as you work with a bit of water or the lightest colour that we made at the start. Another trick is you can always dab off some colour or excess water off the page with a paper towel. Long as it's still wet, it comes off pretty easily. Now dry this layer completely before we do the sky. Now lightly wet the sky area with a clean brush and take it up to just the edges of the cloud. Then add a light wash of blue on top whilst it's still wet and spread it out. It's up to you how strong you want this colour to be, but I've opted for a really pale shade. At the time I decided to mix two different blues on page, just to make a slight gradient effect, but the washes are so thin you don't really notice it on camera, to be fair. And now it's complete. That's all you need to paint fluffy clouds with watercolours. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, do hit the like button and do subscribe for more videos every week. I'll see you again.